It's Katie Clancy, Chief House Hawker at the Cape House at William Ravis, and I'm here to talk to you about how to cash in on this market and still have somewhere to go. Right? This market is bananas. We usually have, at least in our market, usually have about 1,500 properties to choose from. We have somewhere on the order of 380. It is not a hot market. The market actually has a fever. It is not well. It is not healthy. There are winners, there are losers. And the winners are people who are able to cash in, sell the house, and get these huge gains, and actually still have somewhere to live. Those are the big winners in the market. And it's not that easy to get there. There are some roadblocks that show up. People think, oh, it's great, my house will sell in a heartbeat. That's actually part of the problem. Your house is going to sell in a heartbeat, and if you don't have anywhere to go, that heartbeat goes by real fast. So you've got to figure that out. So I've got a few options. So this whole conversation came up from, I got an email from a client that were trying to do this for their mom, help her sell that house and get into a condo. The problem is we can't find anything suitable housing for her to go into. And he's like, is that all I can do is send me listings? Like, well, I can also tell you about stuff I know that's coming on the market, but I can't, it's not going to give you any advantage, because here's the deal with that. So I can tell you the day before anybody else sees a house, a perfect property coming on the market, but the seller's not gonna just sell it to this one person and expose it to one buyer. When we're in a market where people are like offering their firstborn for your home, it's very unlikely that a seller is going to be like, oh, she seems nice, I'll just sell it to her and I won't expose it to this maniacal market that's going to pay me more than I've ever dreamed. So having the inside scoop on something that's coming down the pike isn't doing anybody any favors. So sorry, I can tell you about what's happening, but unfortunately it's not making any difference for our clients. So what do you do? So the problem, so there's two. One is not being able to find a place. Another problem is not having needing to sell before you buy. So we're going to talk about some solutions to get people through that, over some of those humps. So if you need to sell before you can buy, what you used to do is put a home sale contingency on your purchase offer. So you're like, I want to buy this house, but I have to sell mine first. Listen, those have never been particularly popular. They are like, you need to what? Now, just if you're not just, full on cash and like a litter of puppies, you're probably not going to get the house. That's so competitive. So a home sale contingency just is not going to get you too far. So you got to figure out how to get rid of that. One of the good things about having values spike so much is you probably have more equity in your house than you thought you did. And if you've got good equity, that means that you owe not very much compared to what the value of your house is. So if you've got a good chunk of equity, you might be able to do a bridge loan. Our company, Ravis Mortgage, has a bridge loan product. There are other banks and lenders that have it too, but that is becoming a good solution for people who want to be able to go shop before they sell, which is nice to be able to make that purchase before you actually sell your house. So that's one thing. So that buys you some time and gives you a little bit of a peace of mind and gives you a little more leverage. You're still coming in with a mortgage. You're still going to be competing against cash. It's still going to be hard. You're still going to lose most of the time. Honestly, it's just rough. But at least you have a shot. Another thing that you can do is, and I might be talking myself out of a job on this one, but I've seen one person do very well recently with their renting, and they were ready to buy, and they made a deal with the person that they rented the house from that they would buy from them. And they did a private sale, which was great. There are pitfalls to that, and there are challenges and lots of ways to get sued and have the deal fall apart. So I highly recommend that you engage an attorney at the very least, and ideally get yourself a real estate agent who can walk you through all of those little danger spots and get you through to the other side unscathed. So finding a private sale is another option. Again, I can't help you find that private sale. That's got to be you. I can help you once you get there, but Yeah. Another thing that you can do is, if you can swing it, find a long-term rental. Go rent for a year. You will get the money. You will be okay, but you've got to be able to sort of come up with that money now so that you can rent and get out of your house, sell it, grab those proceeds, have a place to live, and shop at your leisure is a good thing to do. I have a cheat sheet actually on my website for year-round rentals on Cape Cod, because they're almost as hard. They have always been hard to get. But every resource I have ever seen and has turned up, I've got there, and hopefully it can help you. Another thing that you can do is temporarily move in with your family. I know that's not for everybody, but it is for some people. And sometimes, in some cases, like I have a client right now where they have a vacation home in Maine. And so she's got that as a backup plan. If she needs to, she'll go up there, sell her house, and then come down and buy the new one, but be living in Maine and not worry about being homeless. Is it a pain? Yes, you have to move twice. It's the same thing with rentals. Move twice in 2 years. Ugh, yuck, no good. But you have to think about, look at the money that you are able to make on the sale of your house. It might be worth the 2 moves. Another thing, when I'm talking about is it worth it? When I say is it worth it, I've said this many times before. If you've ever listened to me talk about real estate, I talk about 3 currencies. One is money, one is time, and one is emotional capital. So right now there's great opportunity to cash in and get money, but it's going to cost you the 2 other currencies, which is time and or emotional capital, which means you're gonna have to deal with some hassle. You're gonna have to kind of cool your heels for a little while and live temporarily in a place, possibly, before you find your new place. You're gonna deal with some stress, possibly a lot of stress. And if you're getting older, do you really have the time to be messing around like that? Or do you need something to be clean and simple? Where is your limit? What is your tolerance for? What are you willing to do? How long are you willing to wait to be settled in order to cash in on this market right now? If you realize that, I don't know, I guess I do have my limits, I've got news for you. This crazy market isn't, I hope I'm right about this, but every indicator and every smart economics person that I know is saying the same thing, which is we have no crash in sight. There's no nosedive on the horizon. Cool your heels for a little while. Prices are going to stay strong. That also means that prices are going to stay strong for what you buy. But as we kind of work our way out of COVID, you will see that things should start to go to a more predictable climate, and we should start to see more houses come on the market. They'll still be expensive, but it might not be quite the frenzy of purchase environment that we're dealing with right now. You might not have that crazy urgency, and it might be a more peaceful, calm time to buy a house. I don't anticipate it's ever going to be easy when we're in this sort of big money times, but it might be a little bit less bananas than April, May in the Cape Cod market, right? It's busy anyway. So just something to think about. There's nothing wrong with taking a breather, taking a little time out, and just staying put. Stay right there in that house you don't want to move out of yet, right? Unless you have something, else breathing down your neck, cool it. That's an A-OK response. I say that, and I'm like, oh my God, we need listings so bad. Please put your house on the market. And it's true. I'd love for you to put your house on the market because we need it. But if it's not the right thing for you right now, that's what's most important to me. That's my job. My job is to take care of you. If I take care of you, I'm going to do okay. So you have to make a decision that makes sense for you. But whatever decision you make, I will be here for you whenever you decide. If you want any more information about this, I gave you a ton of info. There's a lot of stuff on here, a lot of resources. Please reach out to me. Come see me at thecapehouseteam.com.